In this video, I'll be creating the perfect aquarium setup for one of the coolest type of fish. This is my third aquarium and I've learned a lot since I got my first one. Along the way, my red release shrimp colony grew from just 10 shrimp to a number you will see later in the video. And now it's finally time to build them the aquarium they deserve. They will be sharing it with my algae eater and one of my favorite freshwater fish species. For this setup, I'm using the Superfish Scaper 90L aquarium. This tank is quite a lot bigger than what I had before and it will definitely be perfect for what I have in mind. The Superfish Scaper kit comes with a black and white background, a hang-on back filter, carbo grow and fertilizer, and last but not least, an amazing aquarium light. For this aquarium, I wanted to create a natural looking aquascape. To help the plants grow, I'm using Dennerle soil as the nutrient rich substrate layer. This will provide the plants with the nutrients they need to thrive and grow. I'm also trying to keep the soil at least 7 centimeters away from the front glass, so the nutrient layer won't be visible when looking at the aquarium. After that, I'm adding Dennerle natural white sand to cap the nutrient layer. First, I'm placing a layer of sand between the glass and the nutrient substrate. This prevents the soil from being disturbed when I'm working on an aquarium and also hides the nutrient layer from the view through the sides of the tank. Once the sand was added, I slowly moved the substrate towards the back left corner of the aquarium to create some height and depth. Here you can clearly see that I created a slope that is going to the back left corner of the aquarium. Next up was the Hardscape. I've been experimenting with different aquascapes in the store, using many different types of wood. In the end, I found that a combination of rounded river rocks and one massive piece of spiderwood worked the best. I'm attaching the pieces of wood to the rounded river rocks using aquarium safe superglue. This way, the wood won't float up and disturb the plants or substrate. I'm constantly moving the rocks around, trying to find the most natural looking placement, whilst keeping the layout open and leaving enough space for planting. The stones I bought also came with some really tiny rocks. These are perfect for adding small details and making an aquascape look more natural. Next up is planting. I bought many different types of plants because I wanted to experiment and see which species would grow best in my water conditions. The plants I bought are Limnophila sessiliflora, Otania palustris, Nomaphila variegata, Salvinia minima, Hydrocotyle tripetita, Ludwigia mini super red, Microsorum pteroptus, Anubias nana petite and Anubias minima, Cryptocorine patchy pink, Bucephalendra species red, Bucephalendra species wavy green, and Bucephalendra pygmaea bukit kellam, Bolbitis heteroclita deformis, and Christmas moss. With all these plants, I wanted to create a sense of flow throughout the aquarium. Starting from the back left corner, behind the large piece of wood, I want to place the tallest and fastest growing plants. In this case, that was the Limnophila sessiliflora and Otania palustris. From there, I slowly wanted the plants to become shorter as the aquascape moved towards the right side of the aquarium. This creates a natural flow and helps guide the viewer's eyes through the entire tank. I also wanted to keep the foreground relatively clean, making it easy to see my shrimp army. I placed the Ludwigia on the left side to create a contrast in both texture and color. The mosses were attached to the end of the wood, while the Anubias were placed in small crevices and around the natural nodes where the wood bent or touched the rocks. Once all the plants were in place, it was finally time to add the water. Because the substrate and soil made the water quite cloudy, I had to do multiple water changes to get the aquarium nice and clear. After 3 weeks, I was finally ready to add the shrimp. I had completely underestimated how many shrimps I actually had. I had no idea that my original 10 shrimp had multiplied into around 100 in less than 2 months. I also added the algae eater, which loves scavenging for algae at night. After adding the shrimp, they immediately did what they do best, eating algae. As you can see, they absolutely devoured the algae that had started growing in the aquarium. At the same time, the floating plants quickly covered the surface and made the entire tank look very green. After 5 weeks, I finally bought the first fish for this aquarium. By this point, the shrimp had cleared up most of the algae, and it had only taken them about 2 weeks to do it. The special fish I had really been looking for to add to my aquarium was the dwarf gourami. Since this aquarium had plenty of hiding spaces and dense vegetation, I also wanted to try keeping them together with guppies. And I have to say, the tuxedo guppy variant looks absolutely stunning. This is by far the most beautiful aquascape I have ever created. The amounts of research I did into the plants, wood, hardscape and overall style really paid off. The dwarf gouramis have already built their first bubble nest and the guppies have already produced their first babies. I'm really looking forward to see how this aquarium continues to grow and develop over time. If you've enjoyed this aquarium content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.